Hi guys, welcome back. This is Kelis Tarot here with your Daily Astrology Read for Friday, November 16th, 2018. Alright y'all, let's get into it. Alright, so of course, you guys know I like to start with the current planetary alignments so that I can build off of those, right? Right. So, let's get started. So, all right. We have Venus in Libra going direct. Yay, yay, yay for love and relationships and money and all of that good stuff, because everything is a relationship, right? You can't get anywhere without a relationship. So yeah, I'm very happy about Venus going direct today. However, we'll get to it though, because we got a good thing and a not so good thing happening at the same time. So anyways, we have, like I said before, Venus and Libra going direct. That's a really good thing for relationships, like across the board. We have Neptune, Mars, and Cryon, and the Moon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Woo! In Pisces, okay? And all of, Neptune, Mars, Cryon, and the Moon all being in Pisces, this is just about just trying to heal and fix things that you are unsatisfied with, okay? Heal and fix things that you are unsatisfied with. And this can be, especially with that Mars there, it can be very forced of trying to fix things that you are unsatisfied with. Yeah, it could be very forced, trying to force something, because Mars is not comfortable in Pisces, okay? Pisces carries more of a hidden thing. A hidden. Pisces does not like to be exposed. And Mars being there, it heats up, anything that the Pisces energy hides. It heats it up, it boils it up, and once that damn water, Pisces, begin to boil, it's going to overflow, and all of those feelings and thoughts and things that had been kept secret under the surface, that stuff gonna start to boil out, okay? So like I said, essentially what this is, with this Neptune, Mars, Cryon, and being all in your feelings and emotions with the Moon also there in Pisces, it is essentially about trying to fix things that you are unsatisfied with. But the thing is that you probably have been unsatisfied for a while, but it has been well hidden. Mars is going to bring that up and at you and expose it, okay? Now, and I'm not saying that this is just for Pisces, or if it's for Pisces at all. It depends on the chart. It depends on the individual chart. We are so unique, just like no two people has the same fingerprints, not even identical twins. It's the same thing with zodiac signs. Just because we are talking about Pisces, some Pisces may not even be affected by this at all because of their natal charts, okay? So let's not get focused, you know, on that, on the name calling and things like that. We are focusing on energies here, okay? Now let's keep it moving. If you hear that in the background, that is the garbage company picking up the garbage a day late, I guess, because we had that snow or something. Oh no, it was the veterans holiday, that's what it was. So they are a day late. So anywho, let's keep going. We have Jupiter in Sagittarius, which is an awesome thing depending upon their natal chart, okay? But yes, we have Jupiter in Sagittarius, which is essentially a good thing, but here go the bad thing. We got Venus going direct, like woohoo, yay, you know, things, you know. And then the sky turns around and throw us a Mercury retrograde through Sagittarius. So we got Jupiter in Sagittarius, and tomorrow, Saturday, Mercury, because see, Mercury is in Sagittarius too. We got Mercury and Jupiter in Sagittarius at the same time. Now, the Jupiter in Sagittarius, that's a natural thing. It's comfortable. It's his home. It's the Mercury that is completely uncomfortable sitting in Sagittarius for a lot of reasons. Okay? Okay. But you know, really, this Mercury retrograde through Sagittarius, you know, what I see is that the Mercury is trying to assist this Sag energy, this fire energy, in understanding that small details matter, and people do pay attention to them and have been paying attention to them, okay? I feel like this is a learning experience, they just said. And I can see that because Jupiter, like I said before, is really good at the bigger picture. But it's those small details that the Sag energy will often miss and will have to go back and try to like cover up or fix or, you know, deny or whatever, you know, word you want to use there, you know, because, you know, this energy can be a little off because it does not pay attention to the details within itself. Now, it may pay attention to the details outside of itself, but within itself, it does not see its own details, its own flaws. So Mercury, I feel like, is going to bring that to Jupiter's attention, to Sagittarius' attention, that those details matter. People do pay attention to them, okay? So, and you know, everything, like I said, is a relationship. So while we got the good thing of Venus going forward, you know, yay, yay, yay. We got Jupiter and Sagittarius, yay, yay, yay. But then we got that Mercury retrograde who going back. So it's like we left out of a Venus retrograde only to go into a Mercury retrograde. You see what I'm saying? It's like taking one step forward and two steps back. You know, like this is why I made that video a few weeks ago about how it's always something, how the universe keep things, you know, in a chaos. But essentially, there is order in the chaos. If anybody would like to look at that video, I placed that under the category of Let's Talk or The Talk or something, I don't know, under the channel playlist, if anybody would like to go see that. But yeah, it's like the sky brought us Venus going direct, good thing. But then it brought us that Mercury going retro through Sagittarius, where it is uncomfortable and for very good reason. Okay? Some of you know the very good reason, some of you don't. I won't go into that. I would just simply say that Mercury's job with Sagittarius is for the Sagittarius energy to understand that small details matter and people pay attention to them, and they have been paying attention to them. Okay, don't get ahead of yourself. Details matter. Okay, moving on, we have Saturn and Pluto. Yeah, Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn. Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn is just sitting there in the back seat, watching every damn thing and seeing everything for exactly what it is. And it's just as simple as that. Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn is so chill. It's like, yeah, I see. Yeah. So we're going to have to fix this, that, and this right here. Because you have to remember that Saturn is about structure, government issues, institutions, all of these hierarchy things. So essentially what I see Saturn and Pluto and Capricorn doing, I see someone like sitting on top of a hill, like on a throne, looking down and watching everything that is taking place, and is making assessments minute by minute, second by second. Okay, I hope that made sense. You guys know I like to try to use like metaphors and visualizations, not only for y'all, you know, but for myself, you know, because sometimes I know what I know, but it's just hard for me to articulate it. So it's for you all and it's for me. Now, moving on, Uranus. We have Uranus still retrograding through Aries. And currently, I still feel the same way about this Uranus retrograding through Aries. I feel like this is people trying to force things. Trying to force things to happen. Trying to force things to be a way that they want them to be. But Uranus is an energy that is going to do what it wants to do no matter what anyone else wants it to do. Okay? That's going to be a problem for some people. Especially with this Mercury going retrograde. Okay? Woo, listen. And then, of course, I said we have the moon in Pisces and the sun is still in Scorpio. Ah. Right? So, all right. So let's get down into this Mars in Pisces here. Listen. Whew. Where do I begin? I'm wondering if I'm going to have to do a part 2 because I got a lot to say. So since Mars is in Pisces, literally until like damn near 2019, December is 2019. Let's just go ahead and turn the corner, okay? Like, Mars will be in that Pisces until 2019. That's to the end of the year. That is the Pisces trying to, again, fix things that the Pisces energy. We are talking about energy. We are not talking about people. We are not talking about zodiac signs. We are talking about energy, okay? This Mars will be in the Pisces energy until 2019. You know, so essentially what we have here is we have fire sitting in water. Now, it makes me wonder, is the fire going to boil that water? Or is that water going to put out that fire? We shall see. I don't know if any of you remember me saying last week that people would rather smother fire or dash it with a bucket of water than fight it. Because the bottom line of fire energy is to consume and destroy. Okay? That's all it knows how to do. Fire energy feeds off of everything around it. Trees, oxygen, the house, whatever is around it. You know, it's kind of like the fire that's happening in California right now. Everything feeds a fire, okay? So people will much rather, like I said last week in another video, dash that fire with water or just smother it out altogether. Okay, and this is what we have now. We have fire sitting in water, and this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out. So, because it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out depending on person to person, with charts being so individualized, I'll just touch on a few points here and let you guys take it from there. Now, since we are talking about Mars and Pisces, and we know that Pisces is essentially, you know, the fish that just kind of go with the flow. They swim around, they go. But then when you put some fire in that water, you might get a little boiled fish or something. Those fish may start swimming all sorts of ways, you know. And I said all of that to say this. You know, with this Pisces energy, with this Mars and this Pisces energy, it can be extremely dangerous, okay? That's what I'm saying. It can be extremely dangerous because the Pisces energy is essentially an energy that is able to hide things very well. But Mars is going to begin to boil that water, and everything that had been hiding is going to boil over. So let's go into some of the low vibrations of this energy. And the main one is victim mentality. That is not going to be a good thing with Mars there, because sometimes when an individual has a victim mentality, they go after any and everyone, you know, or, you know, they may feel like, you know, they can't like really like find their place in life, you know, or life is not good for them, or, you know, something like that. And this victim mentality, if you are operating in the low vibration of that Mars being in Pisces, this victim mentality, you know, I feel like this brings a season where violence and anger can be very hidden but very dangerous, because that Mars is going to boil that water, okay? But it depends. Again, it depends on the person, because the water will probably be strong enough to just dash the damn fire out. So I don't know. But what I can say is that I can see and I can feel that we are in a season where violence and anger can be hidden, therefore very freaking dangerous, okay? Now, the high vibrations of this alignment, of this Mars being in Pisces, is being able to merge things successfully and being able to find balance using the power of Mars energy, that focus, that drive, that willpower, you know, being able to be emotionally balanced and focused. That's really what we want to aim for, right? Because everything else is just It's self-entrapment. It's a self-setup. It is a self-induced downfall. Okay? I also feel like with this Mars and Pisces, I feel like this is a time when some of you, some of us, you know, are going to find out that friends that we have had, or friends that we have been supporting, or friends that have just, you know, been around and been in our lives for a while, some of us are going to find out that those people do not give a damn about us, about you, or any of that. Because again, this Pisces energy is really good at hiding things, but Mars is going to boil that water, and it's going to begin to come up and spill out, and you're going to find out things that you didn't know. You know, so some of you all could be finding out that your friend don't like you, been talking about you, period. No matter how supportive you have been, maybe you did not know that you had done something wrong or something like that, because it had been well hidden, not talked about. But Mars is going to boil shit. It's going to boil that water in a lot of cases. You know, with Mars and Pisces, that water can no longer like appear calm and neutral, because Mars is going to boil that water. It's going to cook that fish. Have you ever had boiled fish? Yes, yes, yes. That Mars is no longer giving, that Mars energy is no longer giving the Pisces energy the ability to blend and appear neutral. Shadow sides will be exposed. Yes, the babies have a shadow side. The babies of the zodiac have a shadow side. You know, and it's even more dangerous because no one expects a baby to have a shadow side. You know, no one ever suspects that like the baby is the only one alive because the baby is the one who killed the rest of the damn family. You know what I'm saying? That's how slick this is. You know, that's how well hidden things can be with the energy of Pisces. Because remember, the energy of Pisces is ruled by the planet of Neptune, which is illusion and delusion, honey. Now let's talk about this Venus. Well, it's not really much to say. I already said what's to say. You know, Venus is coming out of retrograde, but then we got the damn Mercury going into retrograde. So it's like, But this Mercury retrograde, what I didn't mention is not only is it going through the sign of Sagittarius, but it is also going through the sign of Scorpio. This is about to be good. And these transits will last until like, I think it's December the 8th. But don't quote me, I'm not really sure. But if you pay attention, this is yet another water-fire duo right here. But it's in communication. Oh, my. Where that communication, Mercury, the planet of communication, is sitting in Sagittarius, where it's uncomfortable, okay? This is some interesting energy here. But the point is, yes, it's another water-fire duo, okay? You got Mars and Pisces, that's a water-fire duo. Then you got Mercury going retrograde not only through Sagittarius but through Scorpio. That's another water-fire duo, okay? But it's in communication. Listen, remember when I told you guys that, I don't know, I think it was like last week or something, but my advice for like the last 90 days of the year, and now I can see why I said that, because this transit, I didn't know it then, but I can see it now. That's because this transit doesn't end until December, okay? That's like the end of the year. That's like next year, 2019, you might as well say. But the point that I'm trying to make here is like when I told you guys a few weeks back, you know, that like if I was to give advice, my advice would be that, you know, from then when I said it, and even now today, the advice, I would still give the same advice. To keep your head down. Focus on your work and do not let your head back up until January 2019, okay? And because of the current alignments that are happening now, this is why. Now, at the time when I said it, I didn't know why I was saying it or why I felt it, or I didn't know. But today I know why. You know, and that's why I say talking to my viewers and talking to my listeners, it's like therapy for me to release all the things that I know that are like just pinned up inside of me that need to be released, need to be let out. Like my knowledge needs to be let out and not pinned up. And I knew that knowledge, and I knew that that is what Spirit was saying. And I understood why at the time, but it's like there's a double downing now of why that was told to me. People need to let their head down, focus on themselves, and starve out any distractions, at least until January 2019. Now I see why, because of the current alignments that are taking place, okay? You know, anyways, you know, if one has been ever so fortunate as to be smart enough to focus on themselves and not others before these transits even came into play, then these are the individuals that will now find themselves being able to sail through these transits, honey, like God's hand is your boat. Okay, however, if one has not been smart enough to focus on their own shit, honey, God's boat is on standby. It is not moving, okay? And the divine means just that. I promise you. Because in a Mercury retrograde, which is just as similar as that Venus retrograde, the theme is to prepare, to work, research, so forth and so on. So that once that Mercury goes forward, in this case the Venus went forward, but it's going to be the same difference with this Mercury going retro too. It's the same difference. So that once the Venus retrograde go forward, and in this case once the Mercury retrograde goes back forward, you have the ammunition you need to sail effortlessly. You know, simply put, focusing on yourself then and now is the key to saving yourself, okay? It was the key then with that Venus retrograde, and it's about to be the key now with the Sagittarius Mercury retrograde, okay? If you were not or are not focused on yourself, you are probably about to have a hard time defending yourself, getting others to help you or defend you, getting things off the ground, and so forth and so on. At this point in time, we can be our own worst enemies, okay? It was so then and it is so now, because that Venus retrograde was about relationships, and everything is a relationship. So this Mercury retrograde on tomorrow through Sag, who will eventually hit Scorpio, it's almost literally no difference. There is no difference between the Venus and the Mercury, because everything is a relationship. It's all the same, potato, potato. Okay, not to mention that Mercury retrograde through Sag is squaring Neptune. Delusion, honey. When I said a week or two ago to starve all distractions, that's exactly what I meant. That's exactly what Spirit meant. Smother it, throw a bucket of fucking water on it, kill or be killed. Okay, because this energy we are coming into can be extremely distorted due to Neptune being there, squaring up with the retro in Sag and Scorpio. But the bottom line is that it is up to you to figure out who the delusional one is, who the problem is. Is it really somebody else, or are you your own worst enemy? And Mars in Pisces will bring that to the surface, thank goodness. Mars is about to boil that water, okay? It's about to spill over. So I hope that made sense to you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's Daily Astrology Read. Don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell. And if you would like to comment, then do that too. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Toodles.